guys, with this one right here, we didn't got CB, rap, or road. You got the rap and road, but you got with CB the main one, just the main, the main everything else. But you got road or rap with CB, and just this whole, and then you see the whole like cover scored like scar pictures and stuff like that. You got the cover art, but you got with CB, especially with CB and the most drillers, drillers one coming into it, with the drillers naturing and everything else. Like we got the naturing into it, with CB, especially with CB, because his whole thing is just overlaps it, like he'll over sense it, like the whole way it just goes. But you got with CB, rap or road, you got the rap or road and everything else. But you got the main thing with CB and all these other lastres.
Wanna talk about poles? Try know we got smoke. Got a 3-2, need more bells. The 12 gauge was 2 at most. Get round on votes. When I bust that man, get close. 2 hands on a mash. Blue day still dishing that smoke. All I wanna do is crash that phone, but same way I wanna make money too. Bush. Man could've done that draw my own, but I still done that draw my bruise.
1-4.
Rap on road, I can't do both, but it's get so hard to choose. Rap could take me out of the hood, but all I really wanna do is shoot. All I wanna do is crash that phone, but same way I wanna make money too. Man could've done that, draw my own, but I still done that, draw my bruise. Rap or road, I can't do both, but it's getting so hard to choose. Rap could take me out of the hood. All I wanna do is crash that phone, but same way I wanna make money too. Man could've done that, draw my own, but I still done that, draw my bruise. Rap or road, I can't do both, but it's getting so hard to choose. Rap could take me out of the hood, but
Rap could take me out of the hood. Oh, and then the whole thing, like he said, even him, and then he said even chasing the bands, like chasing the bands too. You trying to get to the bands too. You trying to make the every penny, every scholar. What they say, just comes with it too. How he just put it, like he put the whole thing, but he said, it's hard to stay balanced and stay crashed when you got all this other stuff trying to avoid it's trying to avoid you, and you trying to get through it and everything else. But he said just scandalous and everything else, like how it goes, and just this whole cleanse this.
But all I really wanna do is shoot. All I wanna do is crash that phone, but same way I wanna make money too. Man could've done that, draw my own, but I still done that, draw my bruise. Rap or road, I can't do both, but it's getting so hard to choose. Rap could take me out of the hood, but all I really wanna do is shoot. All I wanna do is crash that phone, but same way I wanna make money too. Man could've done that, draw my own, but I still done that, draw my bruise. Rap or road, I can't do both, but it's getting so hard to choose. Rap could take me out of the hood, but all I really wanna do is shoot. Get a drop on the up, I'm sliding. That's any place, anytime, anywhere it goes, and they know I ain't lying. When the beef went cold, it was us who fried it. When we pulled up on my man.
Ooh, it was us that fried them. When we get the location, we gonna pull up and Bruce Wayne them. Hey, we gonna goose get him. Duck goose. We see him, like we see him, but they don't see us. With the whole thing. But he say, it's like kind of hard to choose when you got all these other levels, like you got all these other, trying to things come for you, and you just trying to maintainable. You like, which one should I, clues and choose? But he said, we get the location and all this other stuff, but it's kind of hard to choose when you got all these other schoomies, population.
And he was smiling, and by the that's any place, anytime, anywhere it goes, and they know I ain't lying. When the beef went cold, it was us who fried it. When we pulled up on my man, he was smiling. And by the time we left, he was on the floor crying, slowly down. So many drills got done by us. How you ain't rating? Do a drill, then claim it, then drill them again before the retaliation. The way they talk, would have thought that they dropped real members, but I ain't lost no brethrens. They're the ones that's doing up, paying respect to their bro told me chill, leave these ops and just do music. I tried it out for a bit, but by next week I was we drill on these punks for fun, so there's no way in hell you can say we're losing. And I ain't gonna talk on the matter. Check my case papers, they prove it. Them man ain't ops, they.
And the whole thing, like they say, he said the whole thing, it matters. He said everything else would prove it. So, hey, all the paperwork will prove everything that he's really out here, credibilizing. Like he's really out here. He's a real, real grouper, like a real Grim Reaper, real stepper, real, squeezer, with everything else coming to it too, especially with him, because, he's a real, like, squeezer and a real, all type of, animosity is, like, when it comes to that whole, and Vix, like, he's the main in Vix, like, when it just comes to the whole, the Walsh and everything else, because, like he said, when he seen him, he was smiling, and when after the altercation happened, he wasn't smiling no more. It was a whole, behind a half a C-con. This is getting more, more cringy, like it's getting more creepier and, sanities.
They victims, I'll do them like a dumbass. If I sat me up, that's prison. Can't probably do that bit without thinking. But I ain't tryna see no cells, cause that's hella years, no girls. And I got me a freak that's bad like me, and one time I let her hold the 12 gauge. Best run when we come your way. If you slip, get bummed all day. No barber, I'll give man a fade, free of charge. You don't wanna see gang creeping past. Last thing you'll see is my creepy mask. Rap won't jam me this heater box. Even got it on deck when I greet my marge. All I wanna do is crash that corn, but same way I wanna make money too. Man could've done that drill on my own, but I still done that drill on my bruise. Rap or road, I can't do both, but it's getting so hard to choose. Rap could take me out of the hood, but all I really wanna do is shoot. All I wanna do is crush that corn, but same way I wanna make money too. Man could've done that drill on my own, but I still done that drill on my bruise. Rap or road, I can't do both, but it's getting so hard to choose. Rap could take me out of the hood, but all I really wanna do is shoot. All the risks I took for the gang, it's mad how many times did I risk my freedom. Broad day bootings, nighttime creeping, anywhere goes I mean it. It was me on the and the loop. Or both, but it's getting so hard to choose. Rap could take me out of the hood, but all I really wanna do is shoot. All the risks I took for the gang, it's mad how many times did I risk my freedom. Broad day bootings, nighttime creeping, anywhere goes I mean it.
And then it gets more insight into it. It gets more darker. Like you can really see what's going on. Like he said, in the nighttime I was creeping. I was taking risks for the guys. Like, hey, it's risks you have to maintainable take, to get where you want to get, and you just have to take a sacrifice, like for everything you do, like anything you want to just make happen. Sometimes you have to take sacrifice. So it's like, we should all be forgiven and forsaken, because we all have those those temporary things. But he said he was doing bootins, all that other stuff, like taking risks, creeping at night and everything else. So it gets the whole thing, like it's just really stressing. Like at this whole thing, it's like another question.
It was me on the in the loop, trying to get them down by 7. I had to do that quick, my tag time pending. Get what if my name gets mentioned? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, cause them boy love lying. I'm sick of riding, cause there's really no point, cause them boy love hiding. Double tap that whap if I sight him. That's copper, lead and iron. This beef ain't dead, it's frying. That's why the ops been. I ain't no rapper, I'm a driller that raps, it's a different meaning. I like to share, but these bills here, the ops can keep it. Just got a rusty whack needs greasing, but same way I'ma beat it. Bad on the net, real life, they nervous. We're on nothing when I saw them in person.
I was more than 4 blocks, felt outraged. Got shaven, trying back to base, they both got put in a place, yo. How many times I chased DH and blitz done duck, goose with the gauge. Left 2 greasy.
And the whole thing, but CB, and CB, the rapper Road, his whole thing is just greenerism. Like he is one of the biggest typics of drill. Drill slow shirt, like of the whole thing. That's what I call it, because his whole thing, it had me a little Like he said, you know, it gives you a nervous, like, you know, when you just have this whole thing, but it's the opportunities. That's what he has towards his, you know, type of his, just his type of credentials and everything else. But he has a crazy, you know, drill culture. Like, I think he's one of the most drillest one when it comes to, you know, drill culture. Like, he is the most great, like, steadiest one. Like, you could pick him and he just picks off the lines and just he's just the one culture thing. Like, but you know, with this whole thing, rap or road, CB, so you had the main one just coming into it. With this whole just other lordship, like he was just a lordship and everything else. But if you guys didn't like this though, most definitely give it a like, give it a comment, check it out for you guys self. Everything else, but other than that, you know, just with this list, just